I am 86 years old, and if you walked into my house today, you would think I am a woman who has everything perfectly under control. The hardwood floors are polished, the furniture is spotless, there is no dust on the picture frames. If you open my mahogany cabinets, you will see rows of pristine crystal glasses. If you open my closets, you will find beautiful silk dresses wrapped in plastic. People visit me and say, "Margaret, your home is like a museum. It is so beautiful." They don't realize how right they are. It is a museum, but it is a museum of unlived moments, and I am its lonely curator. I grew up with very little, like many people of my generation. So when I finally got married and we started building a life, I became terrified of losing it. I thought the purpose of life was to preserve it, to keep it safe, to keep it clean. My husband's name was Arthur. Arthur was not a careful man. He was loud, he was messy. He had a laugh that could rattle the windows. He wanted to drink the expensive wine on a random Tuesday just because it was raining. He wanted to eat pizza on the good living room rug. He wanted to wake up at midnight and drive to the coast just to watch the water. And do you know what I did? For 40 years, I was the brakes to his engine. I told him no. I told him we would ruin the rug. I told him we had to save the expensive wine for our anniversary. I told him we couldn't drive to the coast because he had work in the morning. I was always planning for the future. I was always saving the best things for a special occasion. I was infected with a very quiet, very deadly disease, the disease of someday. It disguises itself as responsibility. I bought a bottle of French perfume in Paris on our 10th anniversary. I never opened it. I told Arthur I am saving it for when our daughter gets married. I bought a beautiful sapphire blue dress. I left the tags on it. I will wear it when you retire, I said. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I was protecting our happiness by putting it in a glass case. But happiness is not an artifact. If you do not consume it while it is fresh, it simply evaporates. Arthur did not make it to retirement. He was 62 years old. It was a Thursday morning, a completely ordinary gray Thursday. He was putting on his coat to go to the hardware store. He turned to me, smiled, and said he would bring back fresh bread for lunch. He had a massive heart attack before he even reached the car. He died right there on the driveway. There was no dramatic music. There was no time to say goodbye. The universe did not pause to admire our unused crystal glasses. The universe did not care that we were saving our joy for a later date. It just took him. The week after his funeral, the house was entirely silent. The kind of silence that rings in your ears. I walked into our bedroom. I opened the closet, and I looked at that sapphire blue dress. The tags were still hanging from the sleeve. I walked into the bathroom and looked at the unopened bottle of French perfume. I walked into the dining room and stared at the perfect, untouched crystal. And I fell to my knees on the spotless floor, clutching the fabric I had been saving for a future that would never arrive. because in that moment I realized the horrifying truth about someday. Someday is a lie. It is the excuse we use when we are too afraid to live imperfectly right now. We think that by delaying our joy, we are extending our lives. We think we have an endless account of tomorrows. We don't. We have absolutely nothing but the terrible, beautiful present. I saved the good plates. I saved the good clothes. I saved the money. But I didn't save Arthur, and I didn't save myself. I traded thousands of messy, loud, joyful moments for a clean house and a closet full of ghosts. Yesterday, my granddaughter came to visit. She is 24. She was wearing a beautiful new coat, and it started to rain. She immediately tried to take it off, saying, "I don't want to ruin it. I need to save it for nice weather." I looked at her and my heart broke. I wanted to grab her by the shoulders and shake her. I wanted to tell her, wear the coat in the rain, drink the wine on a Tuesday, eat the cake on the good plates, stop waiting for the golden anniversary, stop waiting for the retirement party, stop waiting for the children to grow up. Instead of yelling, I opened the cabinet. I took down the crystal, I poured the wine, and I told her to wear the coat in the rain, because I know that some lessons cannot be taught. They must be paid for, with time. I am not telling you to be reckless. I am asking you to stop postponing your own life. Look around your life. Look at the things, the words, the trips, the love you are keeping in a box for later. Time is not a bank. You cannot make deposits and withdraw them when you are ready. Time is a thief, and it is very, very good at its job. One day you will open your pristine cabinets. You will look at all the beautiful things you saved for the perfect moment. And you will realize the perfect moment was 10 years ago. I have a beautifully preserved life. I just forgot to use it.